So I decided that as I looked around, there were so many amazing women who either were forced out of a role or trying to revisit work as after a break for being a parent, and they couldn't figure it out. So entrepreneurship was happening, but people were reinventing the ways they lived. I like to say also that not out of always necessity, but I was seeing a lot more people in their 70s or 80s choosing to stay working, doing, because it made them feel alive. Okay, so I knew that was me, but I wanted to put a spotlight on women over 50. And everywhere I looked, the Wall Street Journal and all the different media outlets were featuring they're starting to feature older women, but they were always the famous ones, of course. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Jane Goodall, the latest and greatest movie star who's over 50 and fabulous. And I said, it's time for us to share the stories of third act women. I call them the extraordinary, ordinary women who are doing remarkable things. And I think it would be more relatable. So what ended up happening is interesting. COVID threw me a curveball. I ditched my idea for retreats and created an online talking circle for a while, started to get used to Zoom. And then I launched what became a three annual third act storytelling events on Zoom. And in those years, people were at home for the most part. I ended up getting great audiences. And over the course of 3 years, I had over 50 or 60 different storytellers. So in that, I created this beautiful network of people, mostly women. And I got to know them and said, oh my gosh, there is this craving for a deeper kind of connection. Not only do we need each other because we're going through interesting transitions in our work, or our bodies are aging, our parents are aging, our kids are aging. And at the same time, we're excited about life. But we need each other's support. So I said, okay, there's a craving for a kind of connection that's true and deep. And it is not one that is met potentially by your current circles of friends. If you've left a job, those colleagues sort of fade away. Maybe a couple stay around. Your children's friends' parents are no longer a real match for you. So I saw this void in a lot of women's lives and a craving. So the 333 Collective was born out of that witnessing, I guess. So I hope I'm painting the picture of the breadcrumbs, I like to say.
Yeah,
I
you
follow.
followed the breadcrumbs, yeah.
And so it's an exciting time for 333. It's almost our third birthday. And
Yes.
yeah, so I love the power. And I know you've launched your community, which is, just really exciting, I believe. So